Welcome to my video for round 24 for the AFL, which is the last round of the regular season. And it does have an extra game in there to be played for a game which was abandoned earlier in the season. So let's have a quick look through last week's results. So round 23, we ended up getting, what did we get there? 7 of the 9 tips correct. Just missing the Fremantle and Gold Coast games. It ended up being Brisbane absolutely smashed Fremantle, and GWS took out that game there. On the line, we had a terrible time. We pretty much got 4 of those, which wasn't a great result. If we have a quick look here at our bets, there was a value bet which lost on the Gold Coast. That was at $1.52. But our 18 plus bet did win again, bringing that profit up to 5.76 units. A very small profit for that round, with only one bet on a team that was pretty much $1.03. So didn't make much there at all. The value bets have gone not great towards the end of the season and are currently just down 1 unit. So that gives us a record now going into round 24 of 124.5 correct out of 164, and the line is just under 50%. They're at 81 from 164. Now the line, we're just taking every single game, so it pretty much means there's not much advantage on the lines we've got there. They're pretty much on par, and at 50%, that's kind of what you would expect. So see how we go, but at the end of the season, I'll do a wrap up. I'll do some stats on what we could do around the handicaps, what we can do better around the predicted winners, and see if there is anything we can take into next season to look at for betting. But let's have a look at the last round here. So round 24. I'm going into round 24 in the lead for the VIP tipping comp at Betfair. There are two of us, I believe, on the same number of correct tips. I have a much better margin by about 20 points. There are a few people just behind us that would need to tip some upsets, and only one person is close with the margin at 1 point in front of me, so they would need to at least be as good on the margin this week as me and get an upset. So they could go for that game in the Essendon-Carlton game. So Carlton is the favourite here at $1.27. I have tipped Carlton in this first game. I've got them at a 66% chance with a predicted margin of 16. Essendon is on the line there. The line is 25.5, so they've got Carlton a lot stronger than what I do. If we look at Collingwood versus Melbourne, Collingwood again is a strong favourite there at $1.33. I've got them at a 64% chance of winning with a 13 predicted margin, so over those 2 goals. The market has them at minus 21.5, so we'll take Melbourne on the line there. Port Adelaide versus Gold Coast. I have the Gold Coast, 67% chance of winning there. Again, over the 2 point predicted margin with 16 points. $1.26, a solid favourites yet again. 24.5 is the line for Port Adelaide, and we will take them on that line. North Melbourne versus Adelaide. I have Adelaide, 82% chance of winning here. A bit of turmoil in the news around Adelaide this week, but I can't see them losing this game against North Melbourne. So 32 points predicted, $1.16 is the odds, and 36.5 is the line. So we're going to take North Melbourne at the line there just. Richmond versus Geelong. I've got Geelong, 90% chance here of winning. Their odds are $1.04. They're not going to lose this going into the finals. 46 point predicted margin. The handicap has them at 60. So we'll take Richmond on the line there. West Coast versus Sydney. I've taken Sydney 75%. Sydney looked terrible last week. They look like they're already on the plane for their end of season celebrations, but they should get a win here against West Coast. Predicted margin of 24. The market has them at almost 30 points. Again, solid favourites here at $1.23. But up to this point, we have $1.33 is the highest odds. We will take West Coast on that line though. GWS versus St Kilda. I have GWS 75%, 24 points in predicted margin, $1.20 in the odds. Again, the line is up near 30 points, so we'll take St Kilda. The Bulldogs versus Fremantle should be a good game. Fremantle definitely needs to bounce back after last week. So I've got the Western Bulldogs so here at a 78% chance of winning, 27 points as the predicted margin. The handicap is still 22.5, so still over that 3 goals. The odds are $1.33. We will take the Western Bulldogs to win and take the line there. Brisbane versus Hawthorn, the closest game of the round. Will be an interesting game to see how both these sides are going, especially going into the finals. I have got Brisbane here at home, 59% chance. Now, I have taken home teams in these closer games pretty much for the second half of the season and been smashed. Let's see if Brisbane can do it at home. The predicted margin here is just over a goal at 7 points. Odds are $1.63, by far the highest odds of this round of any game, but still very short, especially for a 7-point predicted margin. The market has it at 8.5, so we'll take Hawthorn just on that predicted margin. And the extra game being played this week, Gold Coast versus Essendon. I have Gold Coast in there with an 85% chance of winning, predicted margin of $34.06 is the odds. I pretty much think Gold Coast will be playing not to get injured in that game. Essendon will be pretty much done, not looking to do much there, probably just a run around. I do think Gold Coast win this fairly easy because they won't want to take the foot off the pedal, but the line is minus 50. I can't see it being a 50-point spread, but we'll have to see. I've taken Essendon on the handicap line there. Now, if we were to look at the fair odds for all of these, none of these games hit the fair odds at all. Sorry, we've got one game there that hits the fair odds, which is the Western Bulldogs. So I've got Western Bulldogs at $1.33 for the value bet. I'm saying they should be $1.28 based on my predicted chance. The market has them $1.33, so we'll put some money on that one. And if I look at the profit 18 plus, we are on quite a few games here because they are all heavy favourites. If we can win all of these games, we'll win back another unit, but we are pretty much on Adelaide, Geelong, Sydney, GWS, Western Bulldogs and Gold Coast on the 18 plus, which has been pulling in a pretty good profit here. So it's up 5.76. If we can get all this, we'll be over 6 units for the season on match odds, which isn't terrible. A tip that is both will be the Western Bulldogs. So the Western Bulldogs can win there. It will be a little bit back on that one as well. But we don't get many where it tips both. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. Good luck if you're having a bet. Good luck if you're in tipping comps. It's going to be a fun last round in the tipping comp for me. I have led the tipping comp since round 1. I have not dropped first place at all throughout the season. So it will be very interesting to see whether someone can jump me in the last round or if I can actually get through. Only game I'm really worried about there is probably the Brisbane Hawthorn game, maybe the West Coast Sydney game as well. We'll have to see how they go, but I think all the other favourites are pretty solid and are likely to win their games going into the finals. They won't want to drop these games when they're fairly easy, but they also won't want to be pushing too hard to get injured. So let's see how we end up. If you are having a bet, good luck. And I will put up some tips for the finals as well. We'll see how we go. There probably won't be too many bets unless there's some value bets. I can't see there being many of the 18 plus point bets during the finals, given the teams are going to be much more competitive with each other. But we'll have to see how we go. Okay, thanks for watching and good luck.